Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Let's keep it real. If you are really defending Bill, did you read the stories or watch clips of the women talking? Did you really?
And are you defending Bill or do you just love
Cliff
Huxtable?
I feel like it's not either. They're not defending him or loving love Cliff, but it's just another black man bites the dust. I think that's kind of the undertone sentiment. Because again, there's not many leaders that are exalted.
Bill Cosby wasn't a leader.
He was a leader. He was a visual leader in terms of what a professional black family could look like.
No,
there wasn't on TV before
that. That was Cliff Huxtable, though. That wasn't
Cliff.
even Bill.
Right.
That's
Bill,
our point.
because Bill was the one.
You know what I mean?
Bill was the one who was pointing a finger at young black men and basically blaming them for everything and saying, "Pull your pants up, stop with the rap." Bob. He was kind of an a-hole's entire life.
It's easy to get confused.
Remember what Eddie? There's a reason why Eddie Murphy took a dump on Bill Cosby and on a national platform 40 years ago, 30 years ago.
And look, even despite all of that, while Shawnee, yes, on the cover of the newspapers today, on the Post it says stunning fall of America's dad, Cuff Huxtable.
Which is
they are tying it to the show,
blurring the lines.
But right now, and this I pointed this out an hour ago, we celebrated the 50th birthday of someone that we've watched grow up on television, and we actually see his real life. His name is Will Smith, and we see his children. And so while, yes, I agree, watching a black man go to jail is something that happens all too frequently.
Yes.
Right? And I don't like it.
Particularly with really prominent people. Yeah.
Right? We have to remember that we don't know this man's private life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's more of a personal sentiment. We don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And like I said before, we don't know what Will Smith does behind closed doors or what Barack does behind closed doors. We only know what we see. But we can count the black elites on one hand, maybe two hands. You know, Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can count them. We can count them. So when one of them goes down, even if it was their fault, and we know this was clearly his fault.
Well, it's sad.
It's just bad to see. It's like, man, we don't even have that many.
The whole thing is bad.
Yeah, I mean, it should make you feel. When I watched it, it makes me sad. It's a sad scene. Who I'm giving the congratulations to are people who were saying, "I don't believe it."
Right.
It was a setup because I don't believe those people listened to the women. And again, while I understand the racial component of it, it's a classic example of caring more about the man's experience than the women, mostly of color, who are saying, "Please hear my voice." This man was saying, "Come to my home so I can help you in film," and making me take drugs and raping me.
And
we're not
paralyzing them.
Yo, he paralyzed
they couldn't
people,
move.
They couldn't move while watching, and not 3 women.
Not 10.
Right.
Not 20.
I'm not one of the people defending him.
No, I know.
I'm not even talking to you. I'm just saying in general.
There's still people out there though hanging on.
And I get it. Like I said, I understand, and it's tough. I have no emotional attachment to this at all. And that's once I heard how it was going down, I was like, yo, my man.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I have no space in my brain emotionally for people who are incapacitating human beings so that they can have their way with them. No space.
It's a different level.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. I feel like it's two different things, but I feel you.
No. All you have to do is say the whole thing is sad.
Facts.
That's it. Because when people go, the whole thing is sad, and I don't believe it. Now you're getting congratulations.
Well, and then if you even, and by the way, and then if you even want to go, yo, man, I'm sure there's mad white dudes or other dudes that got away with something like this. You know who I got a congratulations for? Bill Cosby. You forgot you was black. You can't get away with the same stuff everybody else get away with, fam.
That's a fact.
If y'all even want to go down that route, you still played yourself.
Right.
Why did you think you was going to be able to run around and give people pills and party with all these crazy rich white people and you wasn't going to be the one to get caught up?
Yeah. Foolish on all ends.
I mean,
he played himself completely.
It's hard to recognize that the person who we saw, the physical body that we saw on TV playing a character we loved, did things that were literally pure evil. If he did it to someone you knew and loved, you would try to kill him.
100%.
Try to murder him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's a hard thing to reconcile. But I just encourage people to read what the women had to say. Like, it's not easy for them. They
And
weren't-
remember,
not getting
the
paid.
Cosby Show wasn't about Bill Cosby. It was about Cliff Huxtable.
A gynecologist,
Right.
Super
Nice.
weird.
which is also weird.
Super weird.
He played himself. But like you said, the front cover of
that
that
is
newspaper says Cuff Huxtable.
So they blur the line. The media is blurring the line a bit
Yeah,
too,
'cause
for sure. Not the media.
And the
but
Daily
tabloid.
News has, instead of Jello,
J-Lo.
JLO.
That's lazy. They could have done better. You know what? You know what you get? Which paper is that? Daily News? You know what?
Congratulations, you played
Y'all could do
yourself.
better.
Yo, run that Trump audio, son, of him getting laughed at the UN. Our president got laughed at by the entire world yesterday. How's that make you feel in your car?
Today I stand before the United Nations General Assembly to share the extraordinary progress we've made. In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Congratulations, you played
And
yourself.
that laugh, when he goes so true, right before so true, somebody says something, and I think they went, AKA, what happened to my audio?
Out of here!
There you go.
Real talk. They hit him with the biggest F out of here, son. Our president got laughed at. And
So
really thought, yo,
embarrassing.
the world is not up for America's lies anymore and propaganda. They're not here for it. Many of these countries have industrialized. They're selling their wares and doing what they need to do to try to stabilize their own economies. Watching us flounder with our leadership while his cronies get charged with crimes, federal crimes, and admit to them. This is the world, and then you're gonna get up in front of all of them and act like you got power. When they got social media, they got Wi-Fi, they see what we saying.
And they're all
They
together.
listen.
on
They got the
same
Hot
side.
97 app.
They do. They're listening on the Hot 97 app, and they're together against you. You can't bully hundreds of leaders. Oh man.
Congratulations,
Clown,
you
bro.
played
Laura,
yourself.
what you got today?
So, Lil Xan. You know, I saw people posting pictures like, pray for Lil Xan. Lil Xan had to go to the hospital. And I was like, wow, what happened? Next thing you know, he posts a video and explaining why he went to the hospital. He ate too many hot Cheetos.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Tore some kind of hole in his stomach. And I was like, what? How many hot? He was probably drinking soda and hot Cheetos and all those
Lean.
acids getting crazy.
You done tore your
Oh.
stomach lining up with something else before those hot Cheetos. I know kids that ate hot Cheetos every day from the 6th grade all the way through college.
Now, for the record, I'd also like to give a congratulations back to ourselves and everyone else in the media who covered this story so seriously. It stems from him talking about it on Instagram and like laughing through it. Like, don't worry, I'm good. I'm not missing shows. And people were like, Lil Xan is in a battle with hot Cheetos. He was always a little tongue-in-cheek about it. But, yeah, you probably should slow down on the hot Cheetos.
Congratulations,
Or whatever
you
else
played
you
You still
yourself.
get a congratulations, you played yourself. And I like the kid that you're still called Lil Xan.
Do you think it's time to change the name
He
altogether?
did. He tried, but he keeps running with it. Or something happened, or the fans won't let it go. Yo, you know we got an opioid crisis out here. We have an interview with the kid. It's on hot97.com. And Rosenberg, you're going to sit with him again, aren't you? This is like your third combo with this
No,
kid.
my second one.
Second.
Yeah, Complex open late tonight. Yeah, he had a lot of stuff. Because after we interviewed him, I started talking to him. And I realized, like, he has a lot of hip-hop in his DNA.
Yeah,
And when-
absolutely.
And when I posted the picture of him with me, I've never gotten hate for posting a picture like that. So I was like, damn, I want to see what's here more. Because people react to him in a way that's, like, shockingly strong.
I think it's really his name. It's the name.
It's like, this is the line being, it's too far, Xan, this is it.
Like, where do you go from Lil Xan? Like, it's Lil. We already know that that's rampant, like the little and the young.
And that sets a lot of people off.
Then that's annoying. And then really you're just going to name yourself after Xan?
Right.
Xanax? You're going to name yourself after the pill.
But he's not. But then he's not on Xanax. Or so he told us he's off it. He doesn't. He's been clean for a year, whatever it was. So he said.
So I think, yeah, that's the line. It's like, it's too much. Like,
So yeah, I want
it's cheap. It goes into that cheap zone of like, you're making this hip-hop thing cheap when you go, you know what? I'm Lil Xan. It feels like a fabricated, fast food, cheap rapper. And it's just too far for some people.
Yeah, and I get why people react that way. I would encourage people with all these cats, all these kids who are not for us, by the way. I would encourage all of us to like at least hear their story if you're gonna have thoughts on it before you completely trash them.
How many stories I gotta hear?
I know. See, you're
A lot
tired.
of stories in
How
there.
many
and
stories?
let's keep it real
Who
with Xan.
all gets a story?
By the way, Xan took Ebro's that interview. Xan took Ebro as well as I've seen any of these kids take it. Ebro shut up like, your name's Lil Xan. Let me talk to you, Lil Xan.
Yeah.
And he sat there and he took it for a good half hour. I was very impressed.